This is the Mohsin Mortgage Program with Sarah Mohsin. Mohsin Mortgage is licensed in several states for residential and commercial purchases and refinancing. Call 800-662-9550. And now, here's your host, Sarah Mohsin.
Happy Friday, folks. It's great to be back here again. And as I always say, ask the question. I'm here for you day or night, weekends. The number 1-800-662-9550. I'm really excited today. I have Sharon Skittle back on the air with me. She's going to do a segment once a month. I think it's really important for our listeners to get her updates on health and wellness. You're an expert in that field, Sharon. So good morning. Great to have you here with me.
Good morning. Thanks for having me back. It's great to be here.
Sharon, you've been on the air with us a few times, and you were also on Keep Good Health Today with WROL and Pat Ryan, and you definitely have a lot to offer in respect to, you have the knowledge and the background and the base for the different certifications that you offer. And I've taken a lot of your classes, and I'm really impressed. You're very gifted, and you certainly have a full class. There's without fail, it's like fighting for a spot, whether it's spin or any type of Pilates, yoga, you name it. There's always a full class.
So I love what I do, and I love seeing people make progress in their fitness goals, and so anytime I can help somebody with that, I'm happy to do so. So I hope we can do that with your listeners. You know, if there's questions that they want to ask, if there's a subject they want to know about, you know, they can ask you, and then you can ask me, and then I'll do some research. And
right. I mean, you can call us, as I've always said, 1-800-662-9550. And Sharon's got an extensive background, so I enjoy sharing her knowledge, because I feel that when you're in your best sort of level of health and wellness, and you can actually make, you know, decisions that are going to be valuable to you and your family. Your finances are obviously there, but faith and family and fitness, they all go hand in hand, and then your finances as well. Here's the thing, we chatted earlier this morning. This is an early morning, like 5:45 in the morning. You know, I took one of your classes.
Yes, Sarah takes her fitness seriously. She is on it early in the morning.
And you always do a terrific job with all of us who take your classes. But I mentioned something about this number. It's like a 1,200% increase with anxiety medication since the 1980s. What do you think about that number?
So I think that it's sad to me that physicians are so quick to prescribe anxiety medication. I have a daughter in college, and she feels a ton of stress and anxiety and wanted to take medication, and I've tried to resist it for a long time, because I think there are better ways to handle that stress. And one super simple way is through exercise. Exercise is a known serotonin enhancer. So when we exercise, we raise that level of serotonin in our brain, which elevates our mood and reduces our anxiety. It produces endorphins that help calm our body. And if exercise is not something you have the time to do at that particular moment in time, breathing techniques are another awesome way to calm the body, calm the central nervous system. There are so many studies that prove that stress over a long period of time is really damaging to our body. The effects of stress can be, you know, heart failure, stroke, skin disorders, immune disorders, backaches, chest pains. I mean, it's awful what stress does to our body. Mm-hmm. And there's a couple really simple breathing techniques that you can try to calm yourself. And if you want, I can just give you a couple of them.
Sure.
There's one that's called bumblebee breath, and you can try this anywhere, anytime. You might look a little strange. You place your thumbs over your ears and your fingers over your eyes. And then you inhale, and then you exhale. And you try to make your exhalation last slightly longer than your inhalation. And you just do it 5 to 10 times, and it calms the body, and it just produces that, you know, slowing down feeling. And it's so important. So, you know, I tell my daughter, before you have a big test, before you have a class that's super important and you're feeling it not prepared, take that couple minutes. It's just a minute or two to calm yourself, represence yourself, and then you're ready for whatever was causing you the stress. There's another even simpler, if you don't want to put your thumbs in your ears and your eyes or your hands over your eyes, just the longer exhale count. You know, breathe in for a count of 4, breathe out for a count of 7. Breathe in for a count of 4, breathe out for a count of 7. And it's a really simple way to calm the body. And another really common breathing technique used to reduce stress is called belly breathing. And you inhale through your nose and you try to not let your chest rise, but you let your belly rise. So place your hand on your abdomen and place one hand on your chest. And inhale, try to keep the chest from rising and feel the belly swell. And then exhale, emptying from the belly first, and then keeping the chest down. Empty the breath completely. And do that for just a minute or two. And it's amazing how calming that is on the central nervous system. And it's just a simple, quick fix to help reduce anxiety.
Well, I mean, to me, the whole, the options for reducing stress or anxiety without having to use medication, I'm certain that there are reasons when you do absolutely have to use medication, but I ran into one of my friends who mentioned that, she had all of these issues, diabetes, high cholesterol, and it was all related to food. And she changed her diet, and that definitely changed the dynamics of her. She's a young girl in her 20s, and literally didn't have those issues. And the other thing that we were chatting about is like starting a workout regime, how to get that in place.
Yeah, it's never too late to start. If you're already exercising, keep doing it. It's so important. And if you're not, it's never too late to start. It doesn't matter if you're 30, 50, 70. You can still begin a program. Some pointers if you're going to start a program is, number one, get clearance from your doctor. Make sure that your doctor gives you the okay to start. Recognize your level of fitness. Most of us have a pretty good idea already of how fit we are, or unfit if that's the case. But we know, you know yourself, you know how fit you are. And so start from a place that's appropriate for you. And find someone who can help you. If you're not familiar with how to begin an exercise program, go to a gym, hire a trainer if you can afford to. And if not, go to an exercise class. Group classes are a really good way to learn. Make sure that the person teaching the class knows what they're doing. Check their credentials. Check the credentials at the gym that you go to. Ask them, where did you get your certification? How long have you been teaching? Make sure it's somebody who recognizes and gives you permission to do what's right for your body, because our bodies are all different. So what's a comfortable and a safe and effective position for me may not be the same for you. And so you want to make sure that you have a professional that's going to help you with that and get you started. And then find a friend. We're so fortunate today with all our social media. We have applications for everything. There are Fitbits. There are so many different tools on the market available to help us start a fitness program. Little things you can wear on your wrist that track your steps, that track your heart rate, that track your sleep pattern. There's so much available to us. So do a little research and decide what you like. It helps to find something you enjoy. So if you enjoy outdoor sports, find an outdoor sport. If you enjoy indoor sports, take it indoors, but do something that you love and you'll be more likely to stay with it. Or find a partner, someone that will do it with you, and you're more likely to stay with it.
Definitely. And I think that it shouldn't be a chore. It should be something fun. Like, there's so much stuff out there. There's Zumba, there's spinning. You're opening a studio, and I tried your one bike, the Real Rider bikes. They're like awesome.
Yeah, I love them. They're bikes that tilt and turn. So, for me, when I actually didn't start exercising till my mid-30s, I had never exercised ever in my life. I took a spin class, and my heart rate went up to 212 beats a minute. I called the doctor. I said, I have heart blockage. He said, well, when's the last time you exercised? And I was like, well, never, because I didn't. Not even in high school. I used to skip gym. And so it's so important to just stay with it. If you do it once and you hate it, do it a second time. If you hate it, do it a third time until you start to like it. Recognizing the benefits of a physical activity is huge. Modern medicine is going to keep us alive till we're 85, whether we want to live that long or not. You need to be mobile, and I don't want to be dependent on anyone. So it's important to me that I stay strong and healthy. And I'm so glad that I finally started in my mid-30s, because now I've found a passion I didn't know I have, and I feel better. I actually weigh 20 pounds more than I weighed back then, and I am 2 dress sizes smaller, because muscle weighs more than fat.
Right.
And the difference in my mobility and my strength, I moved a file cabinet at work the other day, and my husband started to work out, and I said, I'm so proud of you, you're working out. And he goes, yeah, well, when you moved that file cabinet that I couldn't budge, I thought it was time. And so whatever it takes to motivate you, start. It's never too late to start.
I like that story, though. It's something that I think that as long as it's something that you enjoy doing, and I really think that we don't want to be miserable. I love to work out. I know that's strange. People look at me like it's just an oddity, but I do. I really love it. It's just a natural high. I certainly think that you shouldn't look at the weight on the scale. Like people get on the scale every single day. I don't. I just can't. It would just kill me. But I think that if you do, it's not the number because, as you've said before, muscle weighs more than fat. And if you feel good, because the changes happen with diet changes as well, like the food that you're putting in. Is it real food or is it just processed stuff? And
Right.
it changes your moods.
Absolutely. Diet's so important. And I tell people if weight loss is your goal, diet is probably 80% of the equation, exercise is 20%. I tell my clients that, exercise is going to give you incentive to eat better, but it's also going to do so much more for your mood, for your, stress levels. And it's going to keep you mobile in your old age. And that's really important to having a happy, healthy old age. And that's what our goal is. Do you really want to be immobile? No. Do you want to be dependent on anyone? No. So start now. It's never too late to start. I told you it in the last segment that we did, the study commissioned by the YMCA. They took 200 nursing homes across the country, 20 patients from each nursing home who were wheelchair ridden for no other reason than feebleness. They put them on a 3-day-a-week, 5 simple exercise weight training program. And at the end of the 16 weeks, every single patient was able to get out of their wheelchair and walk. Every single one of them, because they just hadn't maintained the strength. And so weight training is a key to maintaining our strength and stability as we age. There were studies about purses. Women's purses weigh more than the weights they lift in the gym. The older you get, the more you have to push to lift slightly heavier weights. You should not be lifting a 5-pound dumbbell if you're carrying a 12-pound purse. And it's a simple, my
and
purse is 12 pounds.
You don't realize that. And if people have questions, can they reach out to you by email?
Absolutely.
Would be the best way to do that?
Yes.
Okay. What's your email?
SharonSkittle@gmail.com.
Okay, so that's SharonSkittle @gmail.com. And of course, you can always call us at the 1-800 number, 1-800-662-9550. Remember, folks, we're going to have Sharon on once a month. I think it's really important to have this segment on health and wellness with you because you have such a wealth of knowledge. You really do. Any last words for the weekend before people start going out and eating?
Just have fun. Moderation. Everything in moderation is key to good health.
I agree. I do. But folks, call us if you have questions, 1-800-662-9550. And last part of this segment, though, on Monday we had the president of the Pittsburgh Pirates. I tend to love to bring on folks that are involved in fitness, in sports, as well as charities. We had the ESPN commentator a few weeks ago, Mike Godfrey, for a charity as well. Anyways, we're going to be working with the Pittsburgh Pirates on a charity, and Sharon, myself, and Sarah, who also is a great coach, Sarah Werner, we're all going to work together on a charity that's going to be coming up, and hopefully we'll make some announcements on that. It's, as I say, life's a team sport. We just have to, work together, and great things happen, and I look forward to any questions that you have. Thanks for coming.
Sarah. Thanks for having me.
Stay well, folks.
This has been the Mohsin Mortgage Program with Sarah Mohsin. Mohsin Mortgage is licensed in several states for residential and commercial purchases and refinancing. Call 800-662-9550.